Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our second session for data interpretation. In this session, we will be discussing a problem, a set of problem in fact, uh, based on pie chart, right? But before we proceed further, I would just suggest you do revise the basic sessions of percentage, ratio and proportion, averages, and you should be aware of digital root concept also that I have already discussed in my calculation sessions. So unless until you are clear with all of these topics, it will be really difficult for you to understand the time saving techniques in data interpretation, right? Friends, I just have a quick revision of percentage to fraction and fraction to percentage conversion. So you can just refresh it, right? So let's take it. First of all, we will discuss when the numerator is 1, what is with the various denominators. First of all, let's take 1, that is 100%, 1 by 2, 50%, 1 by 3, 33.33%, 1 by 4, 25%, 1 by 5, 20%, 1 by 6, 16.67%, 1 by 7, 14 point, around 14% you can say, 1 by 8, half of 1 by 4 is 1 by 8, that is half of 25, that is 12.5%. Then 1 by 9 is 11% around, 1 by 10 is 10%, 1 by 11 is around 9%, 1 by 12 is 8.3%, 1 by 13 is around 7.6%. That up to 1 by 20 you should be knowing, right? 1 by 14, that is half of 1 by 7. So if 1 by 7 is 14%, then 1 by 14 will be half of that, that is around 7%, right? Similarly, 1 by 50, that is 1/3 of 20% you can say, because 1 by 5, 1/3 of 1 by 5 is this 20%, right? So it is 6.66%. Then 1 by 16 is half of 1 by 8, that is half of 12.5, that is 6.25%. Similarly, 1 by 17 is around 6%, because 17 6 are 102, so it's around 6%. Similarly, 1 by 18, that is half of 1 by 9, so around 5.5%. Then 1 by 19 will be around 5.2%, and 1 by 20 will be half of 1 by 10, that is 5%, right? So this much you should be aware of, and that should be in your on your tips, right? Now after that, suppose you are given any other denominator except 1, then what you can do, suppose you have to calculate 2 by 3. So 1 by 3 you know, so 2 by 3 will be just double of that, that is 66.67%. So if similarly, if 1 by 4 is given to you, you can calculate 3 by 4. So 1 by 4 is 25%, that means 3 by 4 is 75%. Similarly, if you are given 1 by 5, that is 20%, that means 2 by 5 is 40%. So the calculation will be on your tips, right? If you just aware of this much information, right? Similarly, if you know what 1 by 13 is, that is 7.6%. So what 2 by 13, 2 by 13 will be just double of that. So it's around 15 point something percent, because in data interpretation, you are never asked, or you are hardly asked about the accurate calculation. Most of the questions are based on approximation. So do not go for any sort of mugging up of the calculation. You just try to get an around idea, right? Similarly, 1 by 11 is 9%. So 2 by 11 will be around 18%. Okay. Apart from that, 1 by 17 is 6%. So 2 by 17 will be 12%. 3 by 17 will be around 18%, right? So you should be having an around idea, right? So for that, you should be knowing at least from 1 by 1 to 1 by 20, right? After that, the multipliers can be calculated in moments. Okay. And apart from that, you should be knowing vice versa also. That is 100% is 1, 50% is half, 33.33% is 1 by 3, 25% is 1 by 4, because that will also be required, right? So if you know all these things, the data interpretation will be really an easy task for you to achieve, right? Now further, next thing is comparison of fractions, that is comparison of proper fractions, right? So I have already discussed this technique, but just a quick recap let's have over here. Suppose we have a fraction 3 by 4 and I have a fraction maybe 15 by 17. Now if I have to make the comparison which one is bigger, you just go for a cross multiplication, right? This into this you should write over here, that is 51, and this into this you should write over here, that is 4 into 15, 60, right? So 60 is bigger definitely, so 15 by 17 will be greater than 3 by 4, right? So this is what the cross multiplication method. Apart from that, we had discussed one more technique, that suppose I have three fractions, say 41 by 51, 31 by 41, and maybe 17 by 22, right? Suppose we have this sort of three fractions. Now, if you are not able to quickly cross multiply the things, or if the data are a bit bigger, though you can get an approximate idea of the calculation, but then also just listen to me carefully. See, here the difference between denominator and numerator is 10. Here the difference is 10, right? So if the difference between numerator and denominator is same, that means the fraction which is having higher numerator will be higher. So from these two, this will be higher, right? 41 by 51 will be greater than 31 by 41, right? Now the third case, here we see the difference between these two is 5. Here the difference between these two is 10. Now what? You can make this difference as 10 by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 2, right? Since we are multiplying and dividing the fraction with the same number, so finally there is no change in the value. But the comparison will be, to make comparison will be easier task, right? So it is 34 by 44. Now the difference between numerator and denominator in all the three cases is same. Now we can easily make the comparison which one is the greatest and which one is the least, right? So this is the greatest, then this, right? So you can easily arrange them in ascending or descending order, right? Apart from this, we have discussed digital root concept also. An application of the digital root concept we will be discussing while solving the problems, but you should be aware of that, and unit digit calculation. Now friends, let's take up our first question on data interpretation. I'm taking a pie diagram over here. The question says, at a sweet shop, 250 kilograms of various types of sweets are sold per day. The total amount collected is 25450, right? Now we are given the two pie diagrams over here. This pie diagram is a breakup of weight, that is 250 kilogram, and this pie diagram is breakup of the total cost, that is given to us over here. It is 25450, that is 25,450 rupees. Now what exactly this data is showing, right? See, out of total weight 250 kilogram, 2% was milk cake, 24% was pinni, 8% was burfi, laddu was 20%, kalakand was 10%, and rasgulla was 36%, right? That is the total of all this is 250 kilogram, right? That is what this pie diagram is actually conveying, right? Now here the total cost is 25450, that is 25,450 rupees. Now burfi makes up 12% of that, kalakand 17%, milk cake 2%, penny 28%, rasgulla 25%, and laddu 16%, right? So just for an example, 2% of 250 kilogram was milk cake, that is out of the total weight 250 kilogram, milk cake was 2%. So what is 2% of 250 kilogram? That is 5 kilogram. And what is the cost of burfi per kilogram? That is not per kilogram, but in the total cost, what is the contribution of burfi? That is, suppose I have taken milk cake over here, so further I will take milk cake over here. It's 2%. So 2% of 25450 is around 500 rupees, right? So 2 kilogram, I'm sorry, this 5 kilogram milk cake, the weight is 5 kilogram, and the selling price, that cost price of that 5 kilogram is around 500 rupees. Okay, so this is how the calculation is done. Now let's take questions one by one. Friends, to discuss various time saving techniques and maybe smart techniques or short techniques, whatever you say, I have taken 10 questions based on these pie diagrams. So I'll be discussing various techniques, but just listen to me carefully and try to understand each and every concept or maybe technique, right? Now, what is the first question? At what rate does the shopkeeper sell Kalakan? Now we have to find out the selling price, that is maybe we can say this per kilogram price of Kalakan, right? Now just see here carefully. See, total weight is 250. Out of this 250, Kalakand is contributing 10%, right? So 250, 10%. So what is 10% of 250? I just write it over here as it is. It's 250 into 0.10. That is 10% of 250. That is the quantity, right? If the total cost is divided by the quantity, we will be getting the rate per kilo. Now what is the total cost that is arrived by, that is the total amount that is arrived by selling of Kalakan, that is 17% of 25450, right? So it's 25450 into 0.17, right? Now let's see how do we calculate that, right? I just can remove the decimals from both the places. Now, if you have zeros in denominator, do not touch them, just put them aside, because in actual calculation, zeros do not contribute anything, right? We just have to place the decimal at the proper place, right? So I just take this 0 from here and put it over here, right? Now I have 25450 by 25 into 17 to calculate. I'm not calculating this. This will be used to just put the decimal at the right place, right? Now 25, I just divide it 1, then 0, then 25 ones are 25, 200, sorry 20, and 0, that is 25 eights are 200, right? So it's 1018 into 17 that we have to calculate. Now after that, instead of doing the full calculation, we have two choices with us. Either we can go for the digital root concept. Now how do we do that? It's our calculation is exactly 1018 into 17, right? So what is the sum of the digits over here? It's 8, 9 and 10, that is 1 only. And what is the sum of digits over here? It is 7 plus 1, that is 8. So in all, the digital root over here is 8, right? Now our answer should be having the digital root as 8, because we are asked the question in complete number, no approximated value is asked, right? So our answer should be having digital root as 8. Now just see, you can always eliminate 9 if you have to get the digital root. So it's 9 is cancelled, 8 and 6 14, that is digital root is 5 over here, so it cannot be the correct choice. Similarly 7 and 3 10 and 11, that is 2 plus 6 8, we are having digital root 8 over here. Now let's see whether we are having anywhere else, otherwise it will be the correct choice. If we are having anything anywhere else, then further one more technique we have to apply, right? So let's hope. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 and 5, 15. So digital root is 6. It's incorrect. Then 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 9 is cancelled. Then 6 plus 4, 10. Digital root is 1. And what we want digital root to be 8. So this is the only option which is having digital root as 8. So this will be definitely correct choice. No need to calculate further, right? Alternatively, what you can do, just observe that the second last digit is 8, 0, 2 and 4. That means it's unique. So if you calculate the second last digit of your answer, then also you can arrive at the correct choice, right? Now how do we calculate the second last number? Just it's 1018 into 17, right? If we multiply, we can calculate the second last digit, but we are not going to calculate the do the entire product over here. Just see how do we do the second last number. It's 8 sevens are 56, 6, 5 we have to carry. Then you just cross multiply these two, right? 7 into 1, 7 plus 1 into 8, 8. So 7 plus 8, 15 and 5, 20, right? So I'll put 0 and 2 will be carried forward. So what is the second last digit? That is 0. So we have this option only with which is having second last digit as 0, because unit digit can also be done, but here the three options are having the same unit digit. We cannot come to a correct choice if we just calculate the unit digit, right? So that's why I calculated the second last digit. So we did two methods, or we discussed two methods to solve to do this calculation, right? One is the digital root concept and other is the we calculated the second last digit, right? So that is actually observation of yours that will make the problem easier and the solution will be easier for you, right? Now let's see the other question. If I want to buy 5 kilogram milk cake, how much I have to pay? Now for that we have to find out the price of 1 kilogram of milk cake, right? Now what is the quantity? That is 250 kilogram, and out of that 2% is the milk cake. Friends, most of the students, what do? They actually calculate it. What is 2% of 250 kilogram? Maybe whatever, right? Now what happens? First of all, they multiply the things, then they divide the things, then they divide the things by factorization. So there is no point of multiplying the things. Keep them as it is, right? So 2% of 250, I just keep it as it is. Though it is easy, but then also no requirement of multiplication, right? So it's this, right? Now what is the contribution of milk cake in this total cost? That is 2% still. So it's 25450 into 0.02. Now you see, just it's already cancelled, so no need to multiply. Now we have to find out the price of 5 kilogram, right? So this is the price of 1 kilogram. So if I multiply it by 5, I'll be getting the price of 5 kilogram, right? So it's actually simple. You can just divide. So you'll be getting the answer. It's quite simple. No need to go for any sort of shortcut. The only thing is, do not multiply the things. First of all, you multiply the things, then you factorize the thing, and then you divide the thing. So there is no point, right? So your answer is 509. Now, what is the total price for 1 kilogram of burfi and 1 kilogram of laddu, right? Now, what is the price of 1 kilogram of burfi? What is the contribution of burfi over here? It's 8% of 250. Just 250 into 0.08, and the contribution of burfi over here is 12%. So 25450 into 0.12. Now this data will be same for burfi as well as laddu. What is the only, and we have to now add the price of laddu also. So what we can take this as common. You just try to visualize. We can take this data as common and add the price of this laddu also, right? So what is the price of laddu? What is the contribution? That is 20% over here and 16% over here. So it's 0.16 by 0.20, right? I just do the calculation over here. So it's 25450 by 250. Now it's 12 by 8. And it is 4 by 5, right? So it's just take the LCM. 5 3s are 15 and 4 2s are 8. So 15 plus 8, that is 23 by 10. Okay, So this is the calculation finally that you have to do. Okay, or you can eliminate, in fact, this 0, I just put 10 over here, and this 0 I cancel with this 0. So it is 2545, I just rewrite it, but you don't rewrite in examination. I'm writing it for you only. 2545 by 25 into 23. We are not further considering this 10, right? So this is our calculation is. Okay. Now, if I divide 2545 by 10, what I'll be getting? It is 254.5. Now 254.5 into 23 by 25. Definitely it's a big calculation. Now just observe this. It's 254.5 into a data that is less than 1, right? 23 by 25, definitely you'll be getting a data that will be a fraction that will be less than 1. That means finally your answer will be lesser than 254.5, bit less than, right? Because its difference is quite small, right? So bit less than 254.5. Now just see the options, whether you have any number or any option which is having bit less, the value bit less than 254.5. So this is greater than 254.5, so it cannot be the correct choice. Even this cannot be, and it is far lower than, far lesser than 254.5, so even it cannot be. So we are left with this correct choice only. Okay, so no need to calculate further. I hope you are getting me. See friends, if you feel that the pace is quite fast of the session, you just pause the session, rewind it and listen to it once again, right? Or what you can do is you do the entire calculation on your paper. So you'll be able to understand the things why I am applying such methods or techniques, right? But why I'm telling you so, because we had just have started with the very simple graphs, right? In examination, maybe if we talk about CAT examination, then you will be definitely asked very difficult data interpretation questions. So these are just the basic questions. So if you are able to apply the techniques on basic questions, then gradually you'll get experience to apply the techniques on difficult ones, right? So just try to understand the things in well manner. Now let's take the next question. Now, if price of Rasgulla is increased by 10%, then approximately what amount one has to pay to buy 9 kilogram Rasgulla? First of all, what we do is we try to find out the existing price of Rasgulla. Then we just give it a 10% increase. That we will multiply the final answer with 1.1, so to get the 10% increased price, right? So what will be the price of Rasgulla per kilogram? That is, the contribution of Rasgulla is 36%. So it's right. Similarly, the contribution of Rasgulla over here is 25%. So it's 25450 into 0.25, right? This is the price per kilo. Then into 9, that is the price of 9 kilo, that is the existing price, into 1.1, that is 10% increase. So in all, this much calculation we have to do, right? Now just remove the decimals, cancel the 0, 25 to 25 gone, 9 fours are, right? Now here we are having 1.1. Now 2545 we divided by 4. Definitely it's not completely divisible, but since we have to just find out the approximate answer, just divide it. Okay, 4 8s are 24, 1, 4 3s are 12, 2, 5, 4 6 are 24. It's around 836. I'm sorry, it is 636. I just did it by mistake. 4 6 are. So it's around 636. Now 636 into 1.1 that we have to calculate. That means 636 plus around 63 we have to add, right? So if we add 63 to 636, we'll be getting the data something around 699. Okay, no need to rewrite it. I'm just writing it for your clarity, but you don't have to rewrite it. It's 636 into 1.1. That means in 636 you have to add 10% of that, that is around 63. So 636 plus 63, that is around 699, or we can say approximately it is 700, right? So I hope you are getting me. Now in this case the problem is based on buying of laddu. Now what is the price of the quantity of laddu? That is 20% of 250, right? And the contribution of laddu is 16%. It is 25450 into 0.16, right? And we have to buy 5 kilogram quantity, so that is into 5. Then the shopkeeper is giving 10% discount. That means of this we have to pay just 90%. So it's 90% is what? 9 by 10, or you can say 0.9. Fine. So this is the calculation that we have to do, right? Now this is 16 into 580, 80 divided by 20, this is 4. Now I just remove the 0 from here and put it over here. Now just cancel this with 25. It's 25, 1, then 0, then 1, then 8, right? So what my final calculation is, you don't have to rewrite. I'm telling you once again, it's 1018 into 4 into 9 divided by 2 zeros. So just don't consider the zeros, right? So this is your final calculation. Now 8, 6, 2, 4. The unit digit is unique. Just try to find out the unit digit. So 8 fours are 32. Unit digit can be obtained by just multiplication of the unit digit, and just drop the tens digit if you get any, right? So 8 fours are 32. Drop 3, carry on with 2. That 2 into this 9, the unit digit is 8, right? Okay, so unit digit is 8 in this option. So it is 366.48 is the correct answer, because you have to get the correct value, not approximated value. So no need to worry, because you are not asked to get the approximated value, right? So 366.48 is definitely the correct choice. Friends, if you start multiplying, then you have to go for the complete multiplication, because the options are quite closer to each other. You see, this is 366, it is 378. So much approximation cannot be done. So this is the best idea, that you just find out the unit digit, because that is unique among all the options, right? Now let's take the another problem. Now, what is the approximate average of different types of sweets sold per day? It's quite simple. 250 kilogram per day is quantity is being sold, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types of sweets are there. So you just divide 250 by 6. So 6 fours are, and around, it's around 42 will be the average, because the other options are quite far off. Okay, the problem can just be done in 15 to 20 seconds. Now we have this question. If the shopkeeper sells 10 kilogram more penny, what is the total amount fetched approximately? Friends, the options are quite closer to each other, and we are asked about the approximate answer. So no unit digit digital root concept would work over here, right? Now you just have to try to reduce the calculation. You cannot just eliminate the calculation, but you can reduce it definitely. Now we just have to find out the price of 10 kilogram penny that we have to add in this, so to get the final answer. So the basically 254450 is already with us. Apart from that, let's calculate the price of 10 kilogram penny. Now what is the contribution of penny? That is 24%. So it's 250 into 24. I am eliminating decimal, because we'll be getting a decimal in numerator also, and in the total cost its penny is 28%, so it is 25450 into 28. I already eliminated the decimal. Now this is the price for 1 kilogram. Now I have to find out the price of 10 kilograms, so it multiply it by 10, right? So it's further 1010 8. It is 4 sevens and it is 4 6. So 1018 into 7 by 6 I have to add into it. Now just see it carefully once again. 1018 into 7 by 6. It can be written as 1018 into 6 by 6 plus 1018, right? Because it is 1 plus 1 by 6, right? So 1018 into 6 by 6 plus 1018 by 6. I just listen. So 1 plus 1 by 6, right? So 1018 I have to add it to it. Okay. Now because the options are quite closer to each other, so we just have to get an around idea of 1018 by 6. Now friends, further once again listen to me carefully. Till here we haven't done any sort of approximation, right? Now our answers, the difference in our answers is around 200 to 300. Okay, so if we bit approximate this final calculation, then there will be no difference or there will be no problem to arrive at the final answer. So 1018 divided by 6, the around answer you can get is that is 170, right? Since 17 sevens are 119, so it's around that. So I just take it 170 or maybe 160 we also can take. 160, that is 16 6 are 96. So it's 160 and 170 somewhere in between. You can take 160 or 170 whatever, because that won't give you much difference since your options are around 200 to 300 differences. It is 638, it is 883 and it's 238. So quite big differences there. Now for the 100th digit. So let's take it as 150 or 160, right? Now 25450 plus 1018 plus 150, that is your final answer. So it's 0. Just add them horizontally. Do not go for the vertical addition. How do we add horizontally? That also I have told you in my calculation sessions. So it's 0, 8, 0, then 5 plus 1, 6 plus 5, 13, 3, 1 carry over, 1 plus 4, 5 and 1, 6. It's gone. Now it's 25 plus 1, 26. So it's 26630. So 26638 will be around correct answer. Okay. So we applied approximation technique, but where at the last, because the options were quite closer to each other. Okay. So just learn to break the things like this. I have written 4 steps over here for the sake of conveniency, but you have to write a single step, and after that this step should come. Nothing this from this should come in place, right? I hope you are getting me. Now this is 9th question. Which of the following sweets is the costliest? Kalakand, Burfi, Pinni, Milk Cake, Laddu. Now we have to calculate the price of each and every sweet. Now for every calculation 250 and 25450 is same. So do not take that into consideration. Finally, the numerator is chosen from here and the denominator is chosen from here, right? So for Kalakand, the numerator is 17 and denominator will be 10. For Burfi, the numerator will be 12 and denominator will be 8. For Pinni, numerator is 28 and denominator is 24. Milk Cake, numerator is 2, denominator is also 2. For Laddu, numerator is 16 and denominator is 20, right? Now we just have to find out which fraction is the biggest, right? So this 16 by 20, it is less than 1, so it cannot be the biggest. It is 1. It is 7 by 6, it is 3 by 2, right? Now from these two, 6 3s are 18 and 2 7s are 14. So this one is bigger, and from these two it is 34 and it is 30. So this is bigger. So 17 by 10 is the biggest. So Kalakand is the costliest, right? Here in this case these two are improper fractions, so just do not go on the difference, right? If you have to see the difference, if you have to compare with the difference, then the fraction should be should be proper. So here the fractions are improper, so just go for the cross multiplication. So 3 by 2 is greater than 7 by 6, and out of these two, 17 by 10 is greater, right? 17 by 10 and 3 by 2. So it's 34 and it is 30. Okay, so it's greater. So Kalakand is costliest. Now the next question is which of them is the cheapest, right? So it's all of these three are more than one, this is one, and this is only the less than one. So laddu is the cheapest among all these, right? So we have solved 10 questions on these pie diagrams. I hope you might have understood the things, various types of questions we have discussed. In our next session, we'll be taking more problems and other diagrams also. Do revise this session. See you in the next session. Bye-bye.